Hi, I'm Milton Kane for Christians for Community. One of my greatest experiences of life was to be able to understand that I could be restored to favour with God. As I was able to be restored to favour with God, I think about how we need to also restore to favour the people who break the laws of our society. This is restorative justice. This is something that we need, and we need it now. We have far too much violence that seems to be escalating each time the person faces a penalty. When a third person faces a penalty, they come before the courts. We actually have to work out a system whereby that person can find a way so they won't be breaking the law anymore. We find out that there's AVOs put upon people who go and become involved in domestic violence of some degree. And yet so many of those domestic violence events end up in harm to the person who the order was taken against. We have serious problems in our world today. And the politicians currently in the Parliament are unable or unwilling to resolve those problems. We actually have to look at how can we do things better. We need to do them better. It is about time that we stopped having 70% of the victims of domestic violence, brutality, ending up being dead women. That is appalling. We need to make sure that when we actually have somebody who has become involved in a violent confrontation, that the situation is diffused. The person who has been involved in that violent confrontation needs to be restored to society so that their behaviour can be acceptable well and truly within the bounds of good, wholesome behaviour. There are not many people advocating for effective, real restorative justice. Of course, on the other hand, the victims of violence, they also need to be restored. Because obviously, when you have had violent actions taken against you, you feel somewhat hard, you feel very much, I guess, a victim, and you walk around the world with a victim mentality. We want that to be restored as well. It can happen. It takes a lot of work. It is a lot more difficult than a judge imposing a sentence on somebody after the fact of the violence causing the death or serious injury to somebody. It's about time we acted. On March 25, you need to vote for me, Milton Kane, for the Legislative Council. And I will try to introduce policies so that restorative justice will become the norm for New South Wales. Don't forget, March 25, vote 1, Milton Kane. Thank you.